Alright guys, happy Easter and welcome to Playbook Boxing. I hope you're having a great day. Now, we're going to talk about, oh by the way, if you're new to this channel, please hit your like and subscribe button as soon as you watch this. Because hey, if you don't like it, don't fucking hit it, right? So give it some time, feel if you like it or not, what the fuck. Alright, we're going to be discussing why Amir Khan lost tonight to Terence Crawford and how to beat Terence Crawford. Now, this is a very, 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 very difficult task. It's like taking on Pernell Whitaker, kind of in his prime. Even though he doesn't look and act like Pernell Whitaker, you're gonna see that he most resembles Pernell. Okay, so got some demonstrations. These, by the way, are title hand wraps. Are I forgot what exactly you call them, but they're padded hand wraps. Okay, very thick. Now you can use these on bags. If you don't know what this bag is, if you're new to this video, again, go to my old video, or not old, actually it's pretty new. A new video about why to use a broken boxing bag. A little sharp tool that a lot of trainers would just disregard. And this is for anybody who's at homeschool boxing. Like I like to say, playbook boxing is all about teaching you in home, right? Homeschool boxing. So if you have, a trash bag and you want to throw it out, don't throw it out. If it looks like this and it can still function, it's actually an advantage. It is. If you know how to work it. And that's why you got to watch the video. Because if you don't know how to work it, it's a big disadvantage. You little bastard got away from me. Okay. So anyway, you can use these on this, or any, on a heavy bag as well. Now you can't go full blast on a heavy bag like you can on this thing, but it is what it is. Okay, so what happened with Amir Khan and Terence Crawford? First of all, Amir Khan has seen a lot better days. Let's be honest, okay? And he's always had that suspect chin. Now, he's fought a lot of good fighters, and he's improved that chin as much as you can, even though that's not really something you can do. He has seemed to strengthen the neck, do what he needs to do. Now, Amir Khan's capability is always speed, right? Speed. When he was training with Freddie Roach, you got to understand, Freddie Roach is a very, offensive-minded teacher. He learned from Eddie Futch. Incredible teachers right there, both of those two guys. So what he trained Amir to do is feint and attack, step off of on an angle. So they call it on the line, okay? So you're going to hear me talk about this in the video. On line is when you're straight on the line with somebody. Say he's looking at you and you're looking at him and you're on the same line. You want to get off that line and attack from offline. Get back on the line, attack from offline. Throw 3 or 4 combinations, step back, okay? What Amir Khan has forgotten to do lately, especially after being hit by Canelo, is that step back. This is a Cuban thing, okay? They teach Cuban fighters how to do this really, really well. I mean, this is the Cuban style. Punch, step back. Punch, step back. After everything. Like the New York kind of Bronx style. The slip after every shot. Tyson, obviously, right? Slips. No matter how many shots he throws, slips. Okay. In Cuba, their amateur programs, their Olympic programs are amazing. This is why. Because they shoot, boom. Always. They always shoot out. Always. No matter what. Tito Trinidad. Take a look. You know what I mean? He got lazy in his later career and would just sit on his punches and not move back out. But in his early days, man, he was a beast. So, Terence Crawford. A lot of people thought that, for whatever reason, that Crawford was winning the fight. It's not true, okay? Judges these days like to judge a fucking 3-round fight on 1 punch. That's crazy. Crazy, okay? If I'm covering and getting popped and I'm calm, the other guy seems a little more frantic and I nail him, that almost broke the fucking camera. And if I nail him like that with a big hook, right, or anything, a big right, whatever it might be, judges, ooh, ah, because the crowd reacts. Now, this used to never happen back in the day, but it is what it is now. Point is, Amir Khan was winning all 4 of those rounds. Maybe not the 4th, and obviously not the first because of the knockdown, but technically, okay, And I don't know what the judges' scores were because I didn't look at them. But I can tell you right now. And here's why. And so we can dissect this and learn how to beat Crawford. Okay? Now what Amir Khan did really well, okay, and this is how I would have trained somebody to fight him, is you not just step off angles, but you don't let him reset. Okay? I've said it before with the Pacquiao-Mayweather thing. Kind of a similar thing, right? So Terence Crawford likes to get into a rhythm, pick at you, and then, you know, he waits for you to come in most of the time, and then he gets a little aggressive and lands a big left on you or whatever it may be. Now, Amir Khan has that speed, right? He got that from, I mean, he's always had that in his career, but Freddie Roach really enhanced it, and he sparred with Pacquiao when Pacquiao was in his prime. So, I mean, that's just what it is. So, what Amir Khan does is he doesn't box sometimes when he gets too into it. So, and he always throws the same combinations. He's become a little lazy with that, but, you know, it works. Like that, steps back, okay, but falls forward when he does it. So, the reason he was winning the rounds, though, is because of his footwork. And these little tricks that he would do. Like Crawford gets in position and he knows what he's doing. Now, Amir Khan would make these little shifts. Watch the fight, and you'll see him, you know, he's getting ready, and he'll shoot, and then he'll scoot to the right, and then just before he fakes like he's going to shoot, he scoots to the left again. And then jab, you know, comes back out, and then, so this was the big key, and this is what a lot of people are going to take into the next Crawford fight, no matter who it is, okay, is that he literally, and this is when he's not engaging, okay, so when he's away from him, like this bag, right, so when he's away like this, because what Crawford needs is you to either come in to use your own momentum with a big shot, or Crawford needs a still target, right? Because when you put Crawford on the defense, he can fight really well, but at the same time, that's sort of his weakness. So what Amir Khan did, though, was he didn't let him get into the rhythm, right? So every time Crawford started to jab or something, Amir Khan moved that right, moved to the right, and then back to the left. You know, and then back to the left, and he would mix it up, right? Because that's the key, spontaneity. So he could never, you know, Crawford had to really sit back and time him. And it takes a long time, but in those first 4 rounds, you can see, you know, if you don't judge it by a one punch, Amir Khan was landing more, and he was successful. Now, obviously, all hell broke loose when he got hit one damn time, and that's just from too many fights and not having a good jaw in the beginning. Point is, though, is we now see that, you know, speed alone can be an incredible advantage. But if you're fighting an incredible guy, he's going to be able to time it, because timing is the you know, equation, or not the equation. Timing is the solution for speed, you know. So in and out, and he would never attack on the straight line. So what Crawford got him to start doing is attack on a straight line, okay? Because number one, he got panicked. Amir Khan was panicked as soon as he got hurt. Number two, he was trying to go for a damn knockout, you know. And so when you do that, you kind of go over your own feet, and you're open for these things. Now, Crawford on his own does these little, you don't see him that often, but they're sneaky little things, and he'll kind of switch up, and like, he does what Mayweather does, okay? And what Mayweather does that nobody ever looks at, that is his absolute key to victory, is number one, the jab to the body, okay? That's number one, jab to the body. Watch the Ricky Hatton fight. Takes everything out of Ricky Hatton. Jab to the body, stiff as shit. Real sick, right? So anyway, it's that, and number two, he switches looks on you, and Terence Crawford is getting good at this, and this is what throws off even the best of fighter. This is why Pacquiao would even have problems with him, and I don't think Pacquiao now, as much as I'm a fan of him, could do anything in there with Crawford unless he quit his job as a senator and shit and really focused on boxing. I mean, he would really have to focus on it and fight like 2 warm-up fights to get in there. So anyway, also remember the long arms. So the thing that he does, besides the jab to the body, and he doesn't do it that rarely, but the looks. And what I mean by looks is that how you're positioned, right? By the way, his big weakness, Terence Crawford's big weakness, drops his hands when he drops his hands when he pulls back. He'll fight, drops his hands, and he pulls back straight up, right? You never want to do that. When you pull back, you want to go under, right? And I know it's very hard because obviously it's in the heat of the moment. You're not thinking fucking 25 steps to pull back, but it is what it is. So you got to pull back either under or to the side. Right, under or to the side. Terence Crawford, the looks that he gives. Okay, so here's a look. Okay, so he puts his hands up. You know, kind of it lets you know that he's ready for an exchange. Number one, and a lot of people will go immediately to the body, or they'll go to the top to lower the hands. Right. So first he'll start kind of loose and pick all this other type of stuff. Right, smart stuff, smart work. And then, as soon as you attack him a few times, he'll put this. And then he'll start, you know, or I should say, with this other hand, starts tapping at your jab, okay? Now, this is another look. It's not so much that he's nullifying your jab. It's just that now you have to say to yourself, well, he was fighting this way for 2 rounds. What the fuck? Now I got to readjust, right? And then, so he goes from this, which is an attack that you should go on the, you know, on the chin, and on the fucking thing, on the body, you'll pop, 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 you know, and get off to the side. These type of things. He goes from that in a span of a few seconds to then this. And when he's like this, he's even. You know, he's like a straight pull, right? Now, when you do this, look at that distance that I've created, right? This right here. So I'm closer to my opponent by a few, you know, micro inches or whatever the hell you measure it by. So take the example for this, right? Let me see if I'm in the view of it. Okay. So if I'm like this, you know, and I'm doing my stuff, get over here, you damn bag, and I'm doing my stuff, you know, and I'm straight up, and I'm and now I'm like this. Well, you see what I'm saying? This is going to be a lot closer, so you feel like you can get to them. This guy feels like he can get to me. So Amir Khan thinks, oh, I can get to him. I can touch him now. But as soon as he moves, he goes back into that stance, kind of curls like that. Boom, boom. The shots miss, hit his shoulder, whatever it might be. And he's able to take advantage because he's still in his position. He's never moved. He's still in that seated position, as we call it. He's sitting on his punches. He's still there while you're jumping into him off balance. That's why he catches guys a lot, and they, you know, because yes, he has power, and his power is amazing. But what he's also doing is he's catching them when he's on sure footing, and they're on a damn, you know, on a fucking log on water, right? He's on a boat, completely fine, and they're on a log on water trying to fight. What the fuck do you think? Who's gonna win that fight, right? So we know now what happened in the fight. We know why Amir failed. We know why Crawford is so good and what his weaknesses are. And I think that, you know, we're going to see Crawford go for about 5 more fights until he loses. And at that 5th fight, it'll be someone who is extremely offensive and takes risks that a lot of people don't take. And it's going to probably be a younger guy, but they're going to need to be really strong. I would say it's going to be someone a lot heavier than him. Now that's not a guarantee, but a lot heavier than him, just for the weight distribution. I'd love to see Canelo in there with him, but he's a little too heavy. You know, obviously everyone wants to see Spence and Crawford go at it, so that's it. But remember these things, because what Amir Khan did today was really impressive. Even though it turned out shitty for him, it was really impressive, because those little movements. And like what Crawford did, those little looks, the changes in looks, right, that happen every 30 seconds. That is what makes a fight. When they say styles make fights, that's part of it. Because if you're just standing there and you know exactly what you're going to do every time, and your opponent knows, it's just a matter of, you know, it's just a matter of figuring out what it is and then eventually breaking it. But if they continually give you certain looks and this measurement, that's why everyone uses the jab, right? You measure with the jab. So if suddenly your jab becomes a lot shorter, and watch Amir Khan, in fact, his jabs are this. Okay, when they're this instead of straight, then you know you're doing it wrong. You know you're in the middle. And the middle is not where you want to be. You either want to be on the outside or on the inside, right? So if your jab's straight, you're good. If your jab is just, right here and shit, you're good. But if it starts to do this elbow type of thing instead of this, that's when you know you're fucked. Dominic Matich Playbook Boxing review of Amir Khan versus Terence Crawford. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great Easter. And please hit the like and subscribe button now.